How to rationalize genocide. It's actually very simple. First, we have to do is say that they're not people. It's very easy to eliminate a large amount of other people if you believe or make others believe that they're not actually people. It's a lot easier to kill a rat, a dog, even like a dog or a snake, than it is to kill a person. What you have to do first is dehumanize them. You can do it through rhetoric, you can do it through legislation, you can do it through different social conventions. Making sure they can't marry outside their own race. Making sure that they can't sit in the front seats. Making sure that they're just referred to as wetbacks or beaners or dog eaters, Chinese flu wielders, whatever. You just have to make sure that the public does not see them as people. That's the first step. Next, we have to do this isn't necessarily a specific order, but one of the next parts is to call yourself the victim. They said, like in Nazi Germany, the Jews are in control of everything. They're in control of the world. They're taking over the U.S. government, Chinese, Russian. All the big ones are owned by Jewish people. All the big companies are owned by Jewish people. This is where it actually is kind of an issue to say, oh, Jewish people own everything. Saying, and people will say, oh, I'm just pointing out facts. Why? First of all, what's the point of doing this? If not to target them, to say that they're your enemy. There's not really any other views, at least not that I can think of. All you're doing is trying to cause division. You're trying to say this person has the control, this person is who I need to blame. This is the same thing the Ku Klux Klan did as well. Well, in a slightly different way, though. They didn't say that black people owned everything. They just said that they were the cause of all the bad. Both ways, though, you're saying that one race, one kind of person is responsible for all the bad in the world. With Jewish people, it was more economic. With black people, it was more social. Like saying that they're taking your wives, saying that they're killing white people, they're raping white women, all of that. Because once you say it's all offensive, you can do whatever you want. You can knight a broken glass them, or you can toaster them. Something that's very interesting that I've learned now is that toaster came first, but now that I've learned more about the knight a broken glass, it sounds exactly like Tulsa, Oklahoma. Both started from one person doing something bad to one other person. Well, Tulsa is even worse. Tulsa, it was just a rumor that this happened. In the night of broken glass, yes, a Jewish person killed a German person. So they responded by killing over 100 Jewish people and putting thousands in concentration camps. They're so similar, and the U.S. did it first. Because once you say it's all defensive, you can do whatever you want. You can kill 100 people and get away with it. You can nuke countries and say it's okay. You can go to war with a country for decades. You say they attacked you first, like on 9/11, Pearl Harbor. It's the same game. You say they attacked you, so you can attack them back with full ferocity and with full support. Now, back to how you get to genocide directly. Not just going to them and killing them, but having them here and killing them. One of the best ways is to split it up. You don't have one person cage them, send them, kill them, dispose of them. You split it up. One person operates the trains. Another person operates getting them into the chambers. Another one pulls the chamber levers. Another one disposes of the bodies. You split it up so that they feel more like cogs in a machine. So there's less individual responsibility. You fall back on group anonymity. It lets people just hide in their car and say, it's not me, it's everyone else. Because if you have everyone saying it's everyone else, then it's your fault. You just won't admit it. It's that simple. And people will conform. If you think you're one of those people who would say, oh, I wouldn't do that. I can't believe they made peace with this. You're living that time right now. And you would statistically make peace with it. You would conform. You'd be the person that shocks them in Milgram's experiment. You have a person in authority tell you to do this thing, you would do it. Statistically, at least speaking. You would participate in the Holocaust. You would participate in genocide. I even recently spoke to someone who had family escape from Auschwitz. They said something really interesting. It's not 100% applicable here, but I do believe it's very interesting. They said that the Germans dehumanized the Jews so that you could commit genocide against them, so they could do whatever they wanted. Now we're dehumanizing Nazis. We're repeating history, not learning from it. Yes, it's not completely applicable. The Germans did actually do something. There's actual proof of it. It's not a conspiracy theory. There's proof. We still should not be dehumanizing any sort of people. Maybe even not, no matter what they do. Because if you dehumanize them, it makes you can do whatever you want to them. It allows you to commit genocide, to rape them, to put them in a caste system, to send them to the chambers, to do whatever you want. We cannot dehumanize people, not even Nazis. I I never thought I'd be like this. I never thought I'd be able to humanize Nazis. I mean, they're Nazis. The worst kind of people ever. They're evil. They're devils. They're not people. But as hard as it is to admit, they are or they were people. They were actual people. It's honestly very hard to make peace with, to understand how this works, but they were. And before I go, there's one little quote I found from Goebbels. It explains what I've been saying very well on how you use the us versus them. They're the instigators. It goes like this. There's always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it is a democracy or a fascist dictatorship or a parliament or a communist dictatorship. All you have to do is tell them they are being attacked and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism and exposing the country to danger. It works the same in every country. We say that the Japanese people are not people, and if you don't want to fight them, you're not really a part of our culture. The Vietnamese people, if you don't want to go to the Vietnam War, you're not being truly patriotic. If you don't want to go to Afghanistan, Iran, you're not truly fighting for patriotism. You're not truly fighting for your government, things like that. It keeps happening in every country, and it's happening in this country, and we're not stopping it. And we need to stop it. Because genocides, there's over 30 countries right now in threat of having genocide. I believe Afghanistan and Iraq are ones, as well as China and many others. And if we're not careful, a genocide is going to happen here, at home, in the United States of America.